because the first minute or so, nobody is around. Okay, time to do the almighty ping on Discord, because we have quite a few new members ever since the community challenge was announced to return. There we go. The quick. Oh god, that was quick. Okay, so don't need to worry about that. It was just a volume thing. Right, so link, live streams, that one there. Right, everyone. Live now. 195! Oh my god, so many new people. That's like 10 people or so. No more than 10 people that have joined in the last week. Live, there we go. Alrighty, so the ping has been made. Hello everyone, good to see everybody who is here for the VOD, here for the live stream as well. Let's quickly do an update here so I can get the description of the stream all sorted out. Jaden, hello, good to see you. I see your question in chat, just bear with me one moment. I will be with you momentarily. Need to sort out a few stream settings whilst I'm live, which is not the most fun thing ever because it is tedious, but at the same time, it does help out. So that's all updated. That's all fine. There we go. So that one there. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Refresh. My eyes okay? Yeah, my eyes look fine. Oh, right. There we go. Update sorted. So yes, hello everyone. Welcome back to live stream. How wonderful is it on this beautiful Saturday here in merry old England, at least here in Bristol. It's been nice and sunny. It's been very warm. I went out to the cinema today to watch Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Oh, that's a good film. No spoilers, of course, but I will only say this. My top 2 Marvel simp queens are in that film, and I was so happy. Just loved it so much. Okay. So there is a number of things to talk about. Let me just make sure that's my list of stuff to talk about for the stream is all up to date. Yeah, that's pretty much there. Okie dokie. So let's go back to that tab. So Jaden, hello. Good to see that we're able to make it on the stream. Have you watched the Thomas the Tank Engine season 1? Yes, I have seen every single season of Thomas. A while back, I was going through a binge to watch every episode back to back. I got to the end of season 9, and I kind of just stopped because the episodes were getting kind of bad. Every now and then I think to myself, I should really get back on that binge because, yeah, it's Thomas. I love Thomas. But then I either distract myself or I think, no, I can't be bothered. It's still that thought of, oh, because some of those episodes are just, they're not good. They really are kind of childish. I remember watching, one of the last ones I watched in the binge was featuring a toy shop at a train station. So all those sort of childish sort of areas on Sodor were becoming a bit more prevalent. And that was it was a major turnoff. Do you hate the Thomas reboots? Everybody hates the Thomas reboots. It's just, it's not what you want. Okay, good to see you made it. Hello, peoples. Indeedy do. Ah, hopefully everyone's on their way here. So the ping on Discord, that's amazing. I want to quickly talk about that because this will lead into something else as well. So first of all, at the beginning of the month, when I announced the return of the community challenge, about 10 or so people joined my Discord server. So I'm currently at 195 members in the server. I might do something to celebrate 200 because I did something last time when we celebrated 100, and that was basically just a video call, or a voice chat rather, I should say. The video call is something very different. I think if we get to 200, it might be interesting to do another voice chat. It will be in the place of a live stream, maybe. I'm not too sure about that because it isn't something I've actually really thought about. I'm just fascinated by the amount of people who are in the server because that's 195 people who have interest in Lego trains, and that's me doing more with the hobby, which is just wonderful. So having mentioned the community challenge, actually no, just before we go onwards with the stream, I do need to make this known, and this is something that happened about an hour ago, and this is a bit sad because this stream was advertised to have a guest, which is fellow LUKR member Chris from Glasgow Brick Subway. as seen on Guys Go Live. You have to say that every single time. Yes, you do, because it's true. However, he's sent me a message saying he has a family emergency, so sadly he isn't able to make it for this stream today. And it's something that you can't complain about that, because family emergency is a family emergency. Tough luck. I know, Chris. He's not a liar. He's never been one to say, "Oh, I don't want to be here just for the sake of not wanting to be here," or let's just say something like this instead, just to get out of it. He's not like pulling a sickie, for example. This is genuine. When he says something like that, that's serious. So hopefully, Chris, if you are watching this one for some daft reason, hope everything's going okay on your end. But besides that, let's carry on with the stream. I don't want to get too mucky and get too personal with stuff, because it just gets a bit awkward otherwise. The Thomas reboot needs to go to the fiery depths of the underworld. It takes place in the fiery depths of the underworld. I mean, have you seen the trailers for All Engines Go? It's not good. Not at all. Right. What was next? Community challenge. Right. The community challenge was announced to return last week, and it was very exciting to see all the people arrive to the Discord server. And where is the... That is a loud engine outside. I do apologize. The returning theme... Why don't we just go to the Discord server instead? So the returning theme for the community challenge is called Extended Express. And the video has been... But let me get the video now, actually. I'll post it in chat, because it was very exciting to announce the return of the community challenge, because it's... The idea and concept of it was just so fun. There was so much to kind of do when it comes to interaction with other members of the hobby. So I put that in there. So to anybody who is watching the stream and hasn't yet seen anything in regards to the community challenge, follow the link there. That goes to my community challenge video, and it is basically filled with everything you need in order to take part. It's not a competition, but it's definitely a way of showcasing your stuff online in a more extended way. So yeah, I'm very excited. How long did you build the Railway Series Lego Thomas model? How long did you... I can't read today. I'm a bit blind. My eyes are betraying me a bit. Everything's a bit blurry. How long did you build the Railway Series Lego Thomas model? My Thomas model, first of all, was actually based off the TV series, not so much the Railway Series. I had no familiarity with the books at the time of making that model. I knew that obviously the books existed, but I haven't read any of the books, haven't really seen any of the illustrations. So when I went to make Thomas, I looked at pictures of Thomas from the model era. And that was, I believe, 2020? Like mid-2020. Let me have a quick look, because I've had this model for a few years now. Where is... Oh, there it is. There's the playlist. We're going to find this out together. Depends if I've actually... Oh, no, I didn't private the video. Okay. So, officially, it was uploaded on May 5th. Hey, it was exactly 2 years ago. May 5th, 2020. But, oh, that's 2 days off. So, 2 years and 2 days, at least on YouTube. I've had it for a few days prior, because, obviously, it takes a day to, record the video, another day to edit the video, for example. And, yeah, I've had that model for 2 years now. So, that's actually quite exciting. So, yeah, it's definitely one of my probably my most popular model. I do bring this to LEGO shows, and in turn, because of that, everybody sees it, recognizes it's Thomas. They're like, oh, can we see Thomas go around the track? Yes, we can see Thomas go around the track, and it's all very exciting and fun. So yeah, basically 2 years. Good stuff. 2 years. Oh, my beard's growing, old white man beard. Ooh. Why, hello, Ice Rod. Good to see you made it. The E2 version of Thomas. Oh, I see. Control Shift T. That opens up the previous tab. The E2 version of Thomas is, first of all, a set of instructions from Block Junction. So you can technically acquire buy the instructions, I should say, from Block Junction, and then build that model yourself. I added the decals to make it look like Thomas, but it's not necessarily mine. But the model itself was actually made by British Bricks, which kind of says a lot, because he's such a talented builder. He's just so cool. He uploaded a video earlier today as well, showcasing some cars that he has on his layout. Very cool to see. Because it's all British, he showed off a fish and chips van, and for me, that was the most British thing I've ever seen in LEGO. Doesn't matter if it was a train or a building, it doesn't matter. That fish and chips van is the most British thing I've ever seen in LEGO. It was so funny. I loved it. So this, the video of my E2 Thomas was November 11th, 2021. So about 6 months now. So a little bit more than, yeah, so about 6 months basically, a little bit more than that, half a year. It's, again, still a really good model, but not had it for too long. But goddamn, does it look good. What was that comment? I had a comment earlier from an old video. Somebody, just get this out of the way 1 sec. Oh yes, that came out here. That's fine. Right then. So, back to my streaming notes. Minor chat, might as well keep that. Ah yes. Time to get some onto the good stuff. So just before we do, I am on Flickr and on Instagram. If you go to the description of this stream, you may need to refresh the stream or kind of leave the stream and come back to see the updated description of this stream. I have links to my personal Instagram and Flickr pages if you want to see some more behind the scenes and kind of sneak peeks on projects that I'm working on when it comes to my Lego Train Railway. Lego Train Railway, that's the first time I've ever said that. My Lego Railway, yeah, same thing. I've been posting quite a lot on Instagram. I post more frequently on Flickr compared to how I used to a couple of months ago. But yes, it is very interesting to see how people on different platforms engage and react differently to how I do on YouTube. So yeah, Instagram and Flickr, if you want to see a few more things, have a quick check out on there. So let me have a quick peek at chat because chat's going. Here we go, trying to make a B12 rather. Isn't that on my watch? Hang on, I see B12. Is that on my to watch list? 10 characters. Yeah, there we go. A Sam's Train video, Sam's Trains video of some Hornby B12s. Yeah, I've got that tab open ready to watch after the stream is done. So that's actually quite funny to see that. Right, done. They should remake the television series, but with realism and better CGI graphics, along with all the characters looking accurate to the basis, like E2 Thomas, K2 Edward, and Black 5 Henry. I don't think that's ever going to happen. It would be nice, but if anything, that would be a model series thing instead of CGI, and that would be on YouTube, not necessarily a TV series. But somebody out there could definitely get a bunch of Thomas creators, for example, together and eventually work on a way of making an all new, proper good Thomas series with models. There are loads out there, anyways, but something specific to what you're looking for might take a while. Well, pardon me. Have you heard they are going to make a live action CGI Thomas model with realistic models? I have not seen or heard anything about that. Live action CGI. That's live action CGI Thomas. Tech engine. This is news from a year and a half ago. Okay. Did this already happen? I'm on the Thomas Wikipedia or Ideas fandom. Is that what this is? Is this the Thomas film? No. Is this a real film? I'm looking at the Wikipedia and it looks not Wikipedia but a fandom wiki, and it looks like it's an actual thing starring Tom Holland. What? Has it happened? Home media. The spin-off series, Thomas Tales from is a sequel film to air on Oh, I have Disney Plus. Thomas and Emily's relationship. What in the hell is this film? Oh my god. This is fascinating and awkward at the same time. Oh, this is incredible, but it's also so stupid. Okay. When this film actually comes out, ping me in Discord, comment on YouTube, everywhere and anywhere to let me know that this film is officially out, because I had no idea this was a thing, and oh my, oh, I can't believe what I'm reading. Oh my Christ. Okay, right, okay. Let's move on because I'm going to be reading that over and over again for the rest of the film, for the rest of the stream, I should say. Good Lord. Okay, okay. Take a moment to breathe. Let's have a drink. Because that was something I was not expecting. Oh my Lord. That is actually hilarious. That is very, very funny. Starring Tom Holland. Tom, don't touch the franchise anymore. Mattel ruined it. Okay. Let's get back on topic, shall we? So we have to talk about some sets. Some sets that I've acquired recently and some sets that have been released online. So first of all, I bought a few things recently. Earlier today, without falling backwards, I bought this thing. £35. That's a bit much. 30 would be the maximum, but yeah, oh well. I bought this because I needed a crane. I'm going to be taking this bit off. I'm going to be modifying this so I can use these front cab areas to actually turn around this way. Sit in this cab area because this looks very pathetic. But then again, it is city after all. But honestly, this is actually not too bad of a crane. It actually reminds me of the really old Lego City mobile crane, the one that articulated in the middle. That was such a good set. And the thing I care more is one. Let me take off the piece because this is something I actually really am excited about because this is something I thought I wouldn't really get a hold of. So I can't focus it sadly. But basically, this is a Technic pin where these front 2/3 are cross-axle pieces, and this is a traditional Technic pin on this end. I can use, hopefully, in the way that I think I can, two of these on the new coupling rod style system I've got on my Coronation, because it's kind of good for what it is, but at the same time, I am not quite satisfied. I want to play around with it a little bit more. Sadly, I can't do it on the floor with all the space. Apologies if you heard that car outside just now. That was actually quite loud. I can't actually take up all the space to experiment with it because I've got a layouts going on. I will show that off later on in the stream because my home layouts is really coming together. And so I'm going to have to basically chuck everything on the bed afterwards because, yeah, that's the only available space I've got left. So I check that one there. That's going to be very exciting. So this is actually quite good for parts, especially the tiles. Lots of nice grey tiles on there. More purchases that I have been making recently. In the Nerf Blaster department, I have posted on Instagram about buying these. The Nerf Ultra 2, my first ever Ultra Blaster. I was honestly quite tempted to buy this a number of times in the past. It was only recently where I thought, you know what, I may as well go for one because I saw some reviews for this again recently, and it looks to be a pretty good blaster. Rear loading, that's fun on its own. It's a flywheeler, so it definitely has points for me. But yeah, it looks a proper chunky revolver. That's cool. Oh, pardon me. That's number 2. Yeah, looking forward to doing the review. I can't do the reviews on these just yet because, again, layout is under construction. Once that's been built and I've played with it and I've done my videos on that, that can then get boxed up and then I can work on these Nerf Blaster videos. So that's one of them. The other one is the Fortnite Six Shooter, and the barrel is over there somewhere on the floor. I've actually modified mine so the barrel can be removed. It does kind of just sit on with like it's not even friction fit, it just sits on. So if you shake it a little bit, the barrel would fly off. And I actually rather have it like this, not so much with the barrel, because the idea is to modify my Nerf Blaster sort of gear setup. And yeah, just say every word because that works. Nerf Blaster gear setup. So I can actually make a holster, and I might be able to use the holster I have for my Captain Britain suit. So I can actually use this one to put in the holster, and that's my sidearm ready to go. Because I am kind of cheating a bit by using the sidearm that's in the Mediator stock. It does still work, but you know, it's not good. It's not professional either. So this, I might actually repaint this to be the orange to be painted in white. I'm definitely going to be keeping this front muzzle bit in orange for kind of, you know, safety and legal reasons. But I would like to see this in white just because it matches all the modulus stuff I got going on with my main blaster anyways. The grip I'll keep in black anyways. But yeah, I can definitely have some fun with this because it does look really good. It does have its perks, but I will save all that for the review video of this blaster. Oh, not my kind of blaster really, because again, more of a primary person, you know, magazine fed flywheelers. But sidearms, that is something that you need to get used to because they really do help out. Buying a separate strife just to have in a holster, the magazine thing is going to be kind of stupid. The revolver thing does ultimately work. Okay, let's have a quick look with chat because chat is also going off whilst I was having my little ramble there. So a new live action Thomas movie, yeah, that's going to be pretty good. The film's going to be a meme. Yes, it will be a meme. So also the reason why I make 6 wide models is because I'm doing a bit under minifigure scale. Yeah, fair enough. What's your opinion on the LBSCR E2 tank engine and the SCER D class? I think I saw a model of that recently. The E2 is famous because Thomas, but the locomotive was not functional in real life. It looks kind of nice, to be honest. I mean, that shape does grow on you, but you know, you kind of know what you feel about it straight away when you look at it. And yes, the D class, this is stunning. I remember watching the Sam's Trades video of this locomotive. So the real thing, I don't necessarily have too much of an opinion of, but it looks very stylish. Definitely shows how it's a product of its time. But my god, in the original green livery, the SECR green, whatever it's called, I mean, again, I'm not massive into trains, so I'm not going to know every livery name off by heart. It looks so gorgeous. That brass dome, oh, it's brilliant. Oh, I'm looking at a picture now, which just found a picture now that I'm looking at, with a bunch of different liveries. There's 3 different shades of black. What is the point of that? It's 2 different greens, and there was a grey, like a dark blue, like Lego dark grey. Oh man, even that looks good. Oh, God, I love the D class. That is stylish. That is a stylish locomotive. I'd rather a specific bullied Pacific. That reminds me of a video I saw. Where is it? Let me try and look it up. I'll tell you what, I'll actually, this is something I never do because I always remind myself to do it after the stream, but again, I just never remember to do so. So instead, I'm going to do it right now. There is a video I saw by a channel, how the cars go the fastest, by a channel called, oh Christ, how do you even pronounce his name? I'm not going to pronounce his name because I'm never going to get that right. But anyway, there is a video he produced based on the Bullied Pacifics, and it is quite a good video. This guy has made a lot of very informative videos. It's like a history sort of thing, not so much analytical stuff, but he does a lot of, I think he calls it motion history. And I'll put it, so it's in the Discord server right now in the Real Train chat. It's a good video. Basically just talked about the history of a certain vehicle or locomotive, and it's really informative. It's a really good watch. His video on LNER A4s is something I go back to every now and then. I basically know the formats of that video by this point, but my god, he is really good at doing YouTube. So many tabs, so much to copy and paste. Okay, so that's now in the Discord server. Lovely. We can get rid of that tab. And finally, which is now becoming a bit of a stream tradition now, we have a topic we're supposed to talk about, but here's a tangent. Tangent's over. Just to make sure that we actually get on new. I'll get rid of that. New Lego train sets in the City Line have been revealed. I put out a video a few days ago talking about my thoughts on those sets, and they have got a good amount of attention. It's over 600 views at this point, which is actually quite surprising. I didn't think people would have that much interest in my thoughts on train sets, but well, it turns out people do. So if you haven't seen that video, I strongly encourage you to watch that video because all of my thoughts are displayed in that video straight away. It's not a professionally made video in the sense that it's, you know, the editing is it's just basically just me like here and now. Okay, I'm looking at the set. Okay, this looks cool. This looks cool. I'm very interested to see how this looks like in real life. Don't like this element. It's basically that for 20 minutes. The new train sets, however, for the City line that were released recently, they are probably the best looking City train sets we've ever seen, at least in the modern City line. I remember so basically, I mean from 2010 up to now, which doesn't have that much competition, but at the same time, there's so much going on for these sets that past sets didn't have. So the cargo train set, just to talk about each of them briefly, the cargo train set does look really good. My only criticism is a burp. That's number 3. My main criticism is the fact that it comes with a crane vehicle and not a structure of any kind. And that is something I feel kind of makes it a bit underwhelming, which is a real shame. That's not to say the set isn't bad in any way. It hasn't been released yet, of course, because, it's not June 1st yet. But at the same time, I feel like some reviewers are going to go, yeah, with everything here, it's all pretty good, but for the price, it might be a bit too much. And that's still something that concerns me as well. The leaks were in US dollars. The official reveals were in euros, UK pounds, as in like Great British pounds or pound sterling. That official number hasn't been revealed yet. And this is something that really does. It's very difficult for me to explain without getting political. But to put it in simple terms, ever since Brexit was first voted for back in 2016, the pounds UK prices went up slightly, and this was very obvious with the 2016 holiday train set. When it first came out, it was £60 slash $80, and that was an accurate translation. And as time went on, it basically became £75, but still $80. So the UK price went up, where everywhere else it was the same. And that's been noticeable for Lego sets in general going forward. It's a case of, because of that political decision, especially when it was officially kicked in at the start of 2021, I think, it was just really difficult to get into Lego because it just, in the UK generally, it just got more expensive. So if I was going to get one of these new sets, I would have to I have to be all in wanting that set. It's probably not going to happen for a long while. I mean, these sets are going to be out for 4 years now. The City train sets run on a 4-year cycle. So the last ones that came out were in 2018. These ones obviously are coming out in 2022. So the next City train sets we're going to get are going to be in 2026, assuming that that's going to continue on in that theme. I could only hope that trains becomes its own theme, but we're not there yet. Don't worry, Ice Rod. We're done with politics now. Okay, that's like I just said. I can't really talk about certain things without it getting political, which is why there's so many things on my channel that I just don't talk about. But yes, as I said in my video where I give my thoughts on those train sets, when it comes to the price, if it's going to be as expensive as I predict it's going to be, which in turn is a bad thing, then I, for one, am going to wait for them to go on discounts. In particular, on Bricklink, when the 2018 cargo train set came out, it was £180, but I was on Bricklink and I was seeing people selling them sealed, brand new in box for £110, £120, nearly a third of the price. But that kind of has its own factors, and I think it was mainly because that set wasn't as desirable at the time. But that's its own thing I don't really care to get into. So overall, when it comes to buying these sets in general, I hope that the price is not going to be too unreasonable. I can only hope, but I think I already know what the prices are going to be. Just basically replace euros with pounds, and that's what we're getting. But that shouldn't be accurate. But again, that's its own problem. It's a problem that I have. Most of the people are not going to really care for it. But even then, the sets still look good enough to want to get. So yeah, the cargo train set overall is something that looks really cool. I don't think I'm going to get it because I'm not actually that big into freight stuff. I do have freight wagons, but the passenger side of my railway is much more overwhelming. The passenger train itself, let's talk about that, which is a great segue. Looks amazing. The new City Passenger train set looks so good. It genuinely looks amazing. It looks like a budget city version of the Horizon Express. It's amazing. A lot of people are marmiting this in the sense that, like me, you either really love it, or like half the other half of the Lego Train fandom, they hate how it looks. Now, there are things that I do like and I don't like. I love the fact that they're doing what they did last time. Front unit and two coaches. So you can buy two and put them together and it's one long train. Excellent. Yes, you have to buy another one in order to do so, but if you wanted to buy a second train from the 2014 or 2010 lines, you have to work out how to mix the ends into a sort of coach, because they came with two ends and one coach compared to one end and two coaches. It was its own awkward mess. But even then, it was really cool to see that two coaches and one end unit is basically the norm now. We first got that with Horizon Express, and then we got that with the 2018 set, and now we get it again for the third time with this new passenger train set that's coming out June 1st. The colors are interesting. It's like a shade of green, apparently. I still can't quite see how it's a shade of green. It looks purpley, not purple, good lord. Orangey, rather. It looks more like a shade of orange to me. But I think that's because I'm comparing it to the Horizon Express too much. But I still love how it looks. That sharp, clean, modern look is amazing. The only thing I don't like are the doors that it comes with. So on the side of the coaches, it has the door frame that you would see on like a city building, as if you were going into an actual building, like a house, or I don't know what's in a like a bank or something. I'm just trying to think of an old city set. That 1x4x6 door frame, that's what they're using for the doors in the coaches, which is super inaccurate. At least we're getting doors. That's excellent, because in the past, doors weren't even designed on the coaches. There were no stickers. There weren't no details to show where doors actually were. So, there's that thing. But even then, the doors themselves look really interesting. I think they're 6 wide instead of 4 wide, and they're double doors. Normal city frames with the normal door panels, but they're double doors. That looks amazing. That looks really cool. Luke is grieving for the Horizon Express. Yeah, I think I am, because I have 3 Horizon Express sets. They're in my drawer over there. They're still intact, or rather, I rebuilt them a couple of years ago, and they're looked after now. So yeah, the Horizon Express was one of the best Lego train sets ever. It really was. But at the same time, that was in the Creator Expert line, so that makes sense. But yeah, I'm looking after that. Hypercat720, hello, good to see you. Glad you were able to make it to the stream. We are basically at the halfway point, seeing as I'm now looking at the time. Half an hour to talk about Lego trains. Oh, easy. Ooh, Horizon Express better than the Emerald Knights? That's a bit difficult, because let's do that real quick. Okay, so Emerald Knights, steam locomotive that comes with one coach, released in 2009. Horizon Express, a high-speed passenger train set, comes with 2 coaches and 1 end unit, released in 2013. It's a high-speed train. So, first of all, comparing a steam engine to a high-speed passenger train is difficult, because they are completely opposite locomotives. But the professional build style is still there, and the accuracy for the model is also still there, and it looks genuinely wonderful. I do love how amazingly accurate the Horizon Express is to the TGV in real life, without basically replicating it because of license issues or whatever else. And yeah, it looks pretty good. Emerald Knight, everybody said their piece on the Emerald Knight at this point. But if I was going to put one above the other, personally, I would say Emerald Knight, because it's something that I have a lot more of a fond history of, because, Emerald Champion, of course. It was my first ever Lego sets that I bought. It was the first ever train sets I bought, which is basically the same as the previous point. And again, comparing the two is a very difficult thing, because there are so many differences between them. But at the same time, I would say, yeah, I think Emerald Knight's just better. but it definitely does show its age. And I think the Horizon Express is something that you could definitely recreate today with some updated elements. But yeah, they're both good. I mean, trying to put one, I'm going to be repeating myself, so just to close it off, putting one above the other is difficult, but you can definitely make your points. I would like to see you make some larger versions of the new Lego City trains. That's not something I would personally do because, first of all, I'd have to get the sets to begin the process entirely. And it is possible for that to happen, but the city trains kind of work on their own. You don't need to make them longer or wider. These two new ones in particular, you could leave them 6 wide and be perfectly happy with them. You would not need to mess with them at all. So, again, possible, but completely unnecessary. At least for me. I'm not going to take that challenge, sadly, because it's not my sort of thing. But I would definitely like to see other people's modifications and personalization details to those sets, because someone out there is most likely going to do that. Yeah, I mean, I think I might still get those sets in time anyways, just for the sake of the reviews. But as I said earlier with the whole price thing, it might be a while before I do that. The train station, however, that's something I didn't talk about earlier because I got too distracted with the two train sets themselves. The station is the set I'm looking forward to the most. Oh, let me bring my legs up. And I think I actually know the price of this. So I did talk about currency conversion in the video where I gave my thoughts on the city train sets. And, pardon me, I said that the leak price for the train station was $100. And the reveal price for the station as well, which I think was €100. So if anything, the reveal, or rather the try to balance it now, the leak price in dollars was probably just a bit higher than what was predicted. But I think the US dollars and the euro count is basically the same thing. It's nearly 1-to-1. But translating $100 to pound sterling is about 82, 83 pounds. Round it up to 85 for the sake of a round figure for a product. But I think Lego is ultimately going to charge £90 just because they can. And honestly, seeing as what it comes with, I think I'd be okay with paying £90 for it. It would be a bit sucky because £90 for what it comes with is still a bit expensive. But I've already made my argument about things in the UK for Lego products being too expensive anyways. So I think ultimately I am still going to get one before the other two train sets for a fact. And as to whether I get it day one or just in time, I don't really know. But sooner rather than later, I'm getting a city train station. It does look good. It looks like a modern city building translated into a train station. And it is pretty good, yeah. With everything that's there, it's quite nice. It comes with some road plates, which some people immediately bashed on because for some reason they don't like the road plate system. So fair enough, I suppose. And it does come with 2 track ramp pieces, which was only ever seen previously once in the Hidden Side train set. So yeah, the fact that we're getting 2 is rather exciting. I think I've got more than one because I was able to find a few on Bricklink anyways. So yeah, that's something else. Definitely useful because for casual train fans, instead of spending the moment to finicky, trying to get the wheels on the track, make sure it's all okay, you get one sorted, then you do the other one, then you nudge the other end and you're going back and forth forever. Just up the ramp, on the tracks, straight away. Very fun. I have used it a few times just casually, but given my experience using model trains anyways, that's not something I need to use. But the fact that it comes with 2, I'm definitely going to be treasuring them because it's a very unique piece. Oh, I need to have a drink, which means more burping. Great. Still not sponsored. Oh, that was quite good. Oh, that's still cold. I had that drink in the fridge all day today, and that's still quite cold. That's lovely. Oh, right. Let's have a look at chat because I saw something earlier. What do you use for lining? Let me show you. I can actually do this now. Hang on, I'll be a second. Let me grab this one. This is the other awkward thing where you're having to use your bed as the chair. Oh, okay. So, this is what I use. Model trimline tape. It's its own thing. It's its own little lovely thing that comes in a small box. There are loads of different thicknesses of tape. This one isn't probably not the best example to use because I've exhausted so much of this. Let me see if I can take this to the other end of the tape because this would be quite useful. You're familiar with it anyway? Yeah, so you should know what I mean then. Well, this one's been cut down a few times. So yeah, this is the good stuff right here when it comes to lining Lego trains. This was first used and popularized by Isaac Smith, i.e. Smith Movies, who sadly left the LUKR at the beginning of the year as he chose to kind of step away from the hobby for a bit. We still miss you, Isaac. You know, one day we hope you come back. But at the same time, seeing this being used, this was fascinating at the time because it was something that was so unique. People looked at it and went, "You're adding custom stickers to your models? How could you? Like heresy!" It's not like he was modifying bricks or anything. Well, technically he had. Thinking of his Flying Scotsman video, but you know, stickers are its own kind of heresy. Nobody really likes stickers, but in order to get certain details, you had to use a version of decals somehow. Whether you get water transfers or you get prints or you do stickers, you got to figure something out. And for the lining details that are on British locomotives, which is what I build, this sort of thing proves to be very useful. So, if you ever want to line locomotives, this is the thing that you should build or should use when building. I love how this got normalized because of Isaac's videos showcasing this. Literally in the past 4 years, this has become the go-to thing for Lego trains. I have bought maybe 2 dozen rolls, something like that. How many do I actually? Yeah, it's about 2 dozen rolls. I'll just go with that. No more than that. Only in a few colors though, because with the models that I've built, I've only used like 5 different colors, like red, yellow, orange, black, and white, which is quite funny because at the same time, whilst there's only 5 colors, I've got 5 or 6 rolls in yellow, only to use 2 different thicknesses. So, you know, it does help to buy multiple rolls. You could trim down, without dropping down the thing, you could trim down some of the thicker rolls, like this one, if I go that way. So this thicker stripe here, again, one of the thicker ones that you can get in these rolls. These one in particular, at least. I don't know what other options are actually out there. You can kind of snip these down to be a thinner width, which is something I have done before, and I got quite lucky when it came to kind of estimating how wide I wanted the tape to be. And you can save yourself the money of having to buy another roll. But again, that's its own experimental thing. But yeah, ultimately, model lining tape of some kind is amazing. It was the future of decals for Lego trains, and now we are in the future. Thank you, model lining tape. Lovely stuff. Oh, good lord, what time is it? 20 to 9? Well, that's actually not too bad. Whoa, there it is. That's what I was waiting for. The big ones can be used for diesels. Yeah, I mean, every thickness does have its uses. I tend to use thicker rolls or the thicker widths of lining tape for not so much decals, but for things like covering holes on bricks. So the best example I can provide, I don't actually have the model with me, but if you watch my video on the LNWR Precedent class, it has a load of 2x2 round bricks, and there is a small sort of that small notch as if you're going to put this on a base plate because that's where the I shouldn't do it that way. this finger, whoops, because that's where the stud will be poking outwards. So there is a small notch in that brick. But if you line them up in a like basically in a tall tower sort of thing, you would see a bunch of those small notches just going along that tower. So it does prove useful to have some of the thicker strips to basically cover them all up. And it really does make a huge difference because it goes from something that looks very Lego-esque to something that looks so clean. So yeah, filling in gaps and holes is probably the best use I've found for some of the thicker widths of trimline tape. Right, there is one more thing I would like to talk about, and this is probably going to take up the rest of the stream. So to those of you who are watching or listening along, I am going to need your inputs here just to kind of get your opinions on this, because this is something that I have made a post a few weeks ago. I was going to talk about it in a stream, but then I ended up I think this was the night before Trace's stream, I think it was, or maybe was it last week's, I don't know. But there were 2 points I made about the Triton Lego Railway doing a competition and turning it into a Lego Train Club. So let's talk about that now, because the update post was one thing, talking about it is something else. So we're going to talk about the competition first, because that's the easier thing, and I think this will take up more discussion time. So I would like to try a competition one day. I don't have anything noted down for the competition itself. So what would the theme of the competition be? Am I going to allow things that have been pre-built? Do I have to, because it's going to be like a train focused, of course. Do I make this competition based where you have to build something brand new? Do I even get with prizes? Because a competition, that means prizes. Do I get prizes just for first place, or do I get prizes for first, second, and third? What do I do? So there's so much to unpack, and I think at some point, maybe even tonight, I'll just make a list of notes that would be good for a competition. So if I actually do that now, so prizes as a good starting point, I could definitely work on what possible prizes I could give out, but that's its own thing. Another thing that I have a major issue with, oh, there it is, that's number 5, I think, is location. So ever since that political decision I mentioned earlier in the stream, sending things via post outside of the UK is crazy expensive. I remember doing it once a year ago, and it was, oh, actually I don't think I ever sent it. I think it was just a case of looking at how much it would cost. I don't think I actually sent the parcel itself. I'm probably misremembering that with something else. But yeah, I do remember the prices being crazy expensive. So there is that to consider. So because I live in the UK, do I make this competition UK only, or do I open this up to the world? Because that means more people can take part. But does the winner have to be within a certain region? Is it possible to ship to where the winner is? Can we prove that the person who won, for example, lives somewhere in Europe? Did they legitimately win? How do I make sure that they didn't cheat in any way? That's another thing as well, cheating. Like, when it comes to competition stuff, there's always the possibility to cheat. So how do we know that the model being entered is theirs, instead of them just going online and finding something, like going on Google Images, say, okay, or going on YouTube, what's a good looking model I can try and enter on my behalf? This looks cool, sure, let's go with that. I'm not gonna be able to say I've recognized and I've seen every single model out there ever, so I know this isn't yours. That is, so I have been able to recognize that a few times, not on the competition sakes, but there was a few in the early days of the Discord server. I remember this one in particular where someone said, I've been working on an Linear A4, puts the picture in the Discord, and people said, oh, that's really good. Yeah, thanks, I've been working on it for a long time. And I called him out because straight away I said, I recognize this picture. This is like a 10-year-old picture from Flickr. I know this isn't yours. Like straight away, you're lying. And he's never been around since, which again I think is quite funny. But there are moments like that where, okay, is this legit or is this a form of faking it or cheating? So that's the thing I'm probably most concerned with, because I don't want to give prizes to someone who just fluked it, because I'm basically getting something for nothing. And yeah, it's stuff like that might ultimately come to nothing, but you do have to take them in and consider them, because it is a really painful thing to experience if something like that goes wrong. So in time, I will ask for some thoughts and more pieces of feedback when it comes to the competition, because it could definitely work. I might be able to get some of the LNUR guys, or sorry, LUKR guys involved. That is the updated name after all. See if they'll be willing to kind of spread the word, at least maybe take part in some form or another. I don't really know, but yeah, there's still a lot to really think about, even where it takes place. So is it going to be hosted through my YouTube channel? Is it going to be hosted on my Discord server? Do I go to one of the Facebook Lego Train groups and do it through one of them? Do I host it on Flickr? So if you want to take part, you have to enter your models on Flickr. Do I do it that way? So much to... It's not that difficult, so to say, but it's deciding how these are all done. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to work on some notes once this stream has ended, because it would definitely be beneficial to figure this out. Okay. So that is the competition done. And Ice Rod, I think I just saw... Yeah. That, join that club, yeah. If you think it's you and your brand doing it, it would work best on YouTube. Yeah, most likely. I think it would be the wisest idea to do it on you, or at least to make it known on YouTube, like to do a video to say, this is a competition, here's how it's going to work, and that video explains all the details. But in turn, you would have to enter pictures of your model on Discord or through Flickr, or ways of emailing me your models, which is something I'm not too keen on. So that's something to figure out. So announcing it and maybe hosting it through YouTube is definitely the wisest way to advertise it. But getting the submissions, I think, will have to be done in the same way as the community challenge. But that's something to figure out, again, in due time. But yeah, you're definitely correct where advertising it, or at least using YouTube as the main advertisement place, is the best place to do it. Ooh, okay. Maybe have people enter through YouTube. That could work. It could be an interesting idea in the sense of this is my model. Yeah, you basically upload a video saying, this is my model I'm entering for this competition. But whilst that's one thing, I still feel like it, yeah, I need to think on that, because it can definitely still work, but I still think ultimately having the actual picture on my PC to look at it and compare it to all the other submissions and judge it fairly that way would be best, because I don't want to have to take screenshots from a YouTube video, because if they try and make it look flattering in the video, that's one thing, but the official submission needs to be its own certain circumstances. It needs to be done kind of professionally, so to say. So yeah, I think I'll stop there when it comes to the competition, because we're going to go back and forth forever otherwise, and it's approaching the end. We've got 10 minutes left in this stream, so I don't really want to spend the rest of the stream thinking about this specifically, because again, things can work for it, but here and now I'm not too keen on doing so. Let's move on to the final point, and I think this is going to be what we're going to be talking about to close the show. The Triton Lego Railway Lego Train Club, and I have less for this than I do the competition. So this is something I've thought about for I don't know how long. I think this was sometime after joining the LNUR, which in turn became the LUKR. And I just love the idea of having and running a Lego Train Club. Being in one is excellent and so much fun, and it's got so much going on for it. It's definitely going to be the home base for Lego trains in the UK at least. But what does that then mean if I want to do my own one? Am I basically going to be competing in some way with the LUKR? Am I going to be able to offer anything as a club? And again, do I accept members outside of the UK because I live in the UK? Am I going to be a UK only club? Am I going to be someone that accepts members internationally? As the owner and basically the chairman of the club, am I going to do a thing where I can make printed bricks? That's, like a member's printed brick. Am I going to be able to do that? When people go to shows and basically represent the Triton Lego Railway on their behalf, do I then have to make another printed brick for that event in particular? Whilst it's only the only focus of event bricks, that's something that a lot of people are very excited for. I'm one of those people who would love to collect as many 1x8 printed bricks as possible for shows and other club stuff. My printed brick wall has been updated in the past few months since some shows have happened with Gert Lug, which is very exciting because seeing that wall get bigger is always going to be more exciting. Yeah, so that's his own thing. But what could the club offer? So if I were to start the Triton Lego Railway Lego Train Club, what could I actually offer? So is it going to be easy for me to actually get together with other people in the Lego train hobby? Because ultimately that would be a nice thing to do. If you're going to be part of a club, you want to be able to meet people. But if everyone's going to be like, let's say we have 10 members, just for arbitrary sakes, the idea takes off. We've got 10 members. There's 2 people that live in North America. 1 person lives in South America. There's 2 people in Europe, 2 people in the Asia, and everyone else is based in the UK. But we're all spread out. Like one's up north, one's down south, and then there's me. How do we get together to do something as a club if that's how spread out we are? It's a difficult thing, and I think the ultimate wise move is to keep it UK only just because I live in the UK. It's definitely the safest move, but it's going to be unnecessary just because I'm already in the premier Lego Train Club in the UK. There are a few more out there, but it's one of those things where, I want to be able to do this on my own as well because you're excited and you love it so much, but you don't have anything going on for it. So the TLR Lego Train Club is going to be just that. It's just an idea, me getting excited, me being such a big fan of this hobby, the Lego Train hobby. I do love this so much, and I've put basically all my fun time into this hobby. So yeah, the idea of a club would be cool, but hell if I know how I'm going to make it work. It's ultimately pointless to try and make it work, especially because, again, I'm in the club already and I don't have anything I can actually offer. So yeah, it's his own thing. Yeah, kind of just go from there. The competition is going to be something I will discuss more in the future because that has a lot more going on for it, and that can definitely be refined if I speak to the right people. We could definitely figure out a way of making it a lot more widespread. It still might be UK only for the sake of shipping purposes because that is safer, but I kind of want to try and do things international. That will be for me to figure out. And that's the thing as well. I just thought about an idea for prizes, which is basically tucked away in a box behind me. Wheels. That's definitely something I can think of. And yeah, again, the competition definitely has a few things going on for it. Oh, good lord. So many ideas for stuff that could definitely work, but figuring them out is its own pain in the ass. Tell you what, speaking of ideas and that sort of thing, I need to quickly update my upload schedule because I just, when I would turn, well, no, I don't think I turned around, I just pointed behind. but I in turn remembered that I've got these blasters I need to do videos of, and that has been noted down on my schedule here. Oh yeah, looking at the schedule, there is one more thing that I think is quite exciting. I'll definitely make this known next week and probably the week after. The week after, I was on the 21st, but Friday the 20th of May, celebrates 10 years of my Emerald Champion mock, which is going to be very exciting. There won't be a video about it because I don't have the model itself anymore. I will be doing a massive community post basically celebrating how it came to be, and I will be linking some videos throughout the day. Oh, speaking of posts, I forgot the Throwback Thursday. That's the thing I've been trying to do recently as well. On Thursdays, I try to do, Throwback Thursday, where we look at a Lego Train video I did a number of years ago just to remind people, you asked me to do the searching thing. I've already done it because I did it years ago. Yeah, that's the thing I completely forgot to do. Oh, I'm going to have to do that. Like, I'm going to need to end the stream and then do that post straight away. It's going to be so embarrassing and awkward. For goodness sakes, I need to make a note to self to remember the damn Throwback Thursday posts. Okay, this is actually quite embarrassing. Maybe if people are somewhere far away, they could represent your area and could all talk through FaceTimes. Maybe, but that actually reminds me of a thing. Just before we close out, I want to tell this quick story. So, this is a thing where, this is interactions on the internet at its finest. And this was definitely not me being professional, but the way I was approached with this seems like he just, he like, sod you, I don't care that you got this thing, it's mine now. That's how it kind of looked. So I don't even know if he's even doing this. If you were to type in Triton Lego Railway on YouTube or anywhere else on the internet, I can only hope I'm the only person that shows up with it. If someone else has got that name for something they're doing, then that's going to be a problem. But that's not something I've ever thought about until just now. So there was a guy on YouTube, don't know what his username was. This was many months ago. About the start of the year, maybe? No idea. But he basically commented on one of my videos saying, oh, I love the Triton Lego Railway, I love what you got. I want to use the Triton Lego Railway name for my Lego Railway. And I thought, well, hang on a minute, you can't do that because Triton Lego Railway is named after me. I am Luke Triton. It's a Lego Railway, and that you can put Lego Railway in it as much as you like because that's a generic name. But Triton Lego Railway, specifically the name Triton, that's my name. You can't use that for your own branding. And eventually, I escalated and I thought, no, just don't use my name for goodness sake. Just stop it. Don't, whatever you're thinking about doing, just don't do it because it's not going to end well for you. And the guy basically replied back saying, oh, great, never mind then. But at the same time, you can't just. I don't think I just now described it in the best way, in the sense that this guy was basically adamant that he was going to use the Triton Lego Railway name for his railway. If he's still a fan and he still wants to consider himself an expansion, that's one thing. But going online and basically using my name for his thing, that's the problem. You can't go around and say, I'm the Triton Lego Railway, when Mr. Triton and the Triton Lego Railway is still going. Oh, it was a very awkward time, but I think ultimately he got the message and I haven't come across any messages online or anything to say, this guy's using your name, have you ever seen this? I was like, no. So yeah, let me do that right. So Triton Lego Railway. Curiosity has me. The entire history of... Oh, I love that so much. The very first thing you see on Google is the entire history of the Triton Lego Railway video. Oh, I love that. That's so cool. Yes. The second thing that comes up is my YouTube channel. The third thing that comes up is the Triton Lego Railway Flickr group. Lovely. The fourth thing is brickstickershop.com. Pre-cut custom stickers. Triton containers. What's this? Something for the Maersk train. But there's no pictures? Oh, there is. There's some pictures. It's not my sort of branding. It's brown. It's not red and yellow like I use. That's its own thing. Okay, cool. The fifth thing is the LNUR Twitter. The sixth thing is the LUKR website itself. And then some more stuff that I have built and more Luke Triton and Triton Lego Railway stuff that are... That's the first time I've ever Googled myself, by the way. That is genuinely really cool to see. That's so dorky as well, but I love that. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I think it's time to end the stream now because it has just dinged 9 o'clock and I'm starting to go mad. So thank you ever so much for tuning in, everybody. It has been a wonderful stream. So much has gone on. Oh, what did you do? There's one more. Quick. To anybody who's still here, I'm quickly taking off. Don't go just yet. I want to show off this. Can you see it? Ooh. Looky. Home layout. It's coming along nicely. Yeah, check that out. Half of it's grey, half of it's green. So there are going to be videos on the home layout. I'm not too sure if I'm going to do videos of two separate halves or if I should do one whole tour of the layout just because it's a small layout. You know, it's all there in one go. I might just do one small, oh, pardon me, I think that's number 6. I may as well just do one big video covering the entire layout because it is a small layout. That's what I'm trying to say. But even then, that's been there for 2 weeks, I think now. That's been hogging my bedroom floor for 2 weeks and it still isn't done. Oy, I'm usually better than this, but at the same time, this is a completely different project. That's fascinating as well. This has been done in a completely different way to how I make main layout segments. It's never just been one long stretch of straight track. It's 2 loops, basically. Yeah. Very cool. That's narrow gauge as well, by the way. That inside track loop, that's narrow gauge. You know, narrow gauge is here properly. It's very good. And if you want to see some more of that layout, follow me on Instagram. I've put some work in progress pictures on there. You definitely love them. I even posted earlier today on my story to showcase how my station is currently looking. And I love how that station looks at the moment. I think it's just the colors I've chosen. Oh, really cool. I'm so glad that this is technically kind of canon. So I like to think of this as an extension of the main layout because in one of the corners, there's a switch. So instead of, you can curve around that way or you can just carry onwards. For now, I've got buffers there just because, it's not going to really connect to anything, but it's supposed to connect to this loop. And that is basically the branch line. I call it the branch line layout just because it's a small layout. It's not necessarily a branch line. It's just, the home layout. That's what it is. But that's what it would ideally connect to. Might be able to take that to a show one day, but the whole point of this layout, this stays here at home, and that's for me to play with. But again, I think I'll save the rest of that for the video when this is officially done. I'm out of breath. Oh, good lord. I definitely feel a bit worn out over here. So now it's time to, again, officially end the stream. So thank you all, everyone, so much for tuning in. Doing these live streams is always so much fun, and I'm looking forward to do so many more in the future. This is my 13th live stream, and we started doing these in January. It's May, and we're still going. That's so cool. We've had 3 guests. Would have been 4 today, but we do have loads of opportunities in the future for more guests. I'm going to see if there are more people out there who might be around for the stream. Not necessarily people who are in the LUKR. I might try and get hold of some other LEGO train builders, maybe interview them. That would be pretty cool. Make sure you are following me on Flickr and Instagram as well as here on YouTube if you want to see some more awesome LEGO train stuff that I'm up to. Again, I posted on Instagram earlier today featuring stuff on my small layouts here. Make sure you're following me, or not so much following me, but you are in my Discord server because we are almost at 200 members. That's almost 200 people who are in the LEGO train hobby, who are actively talking about the hobby, sharing ideas, and it's just so much fun. Once again, make sure that you are checking out the community challenge video that I suggested you take a look at earlier in the stream as well, because that is its own exciting thing that's going on. And make sure you are keeping up to date with the community tab here on my channel as well, because not everybody gets to see all the posts I make in my community tab. I think it is a bit specific when it comes to devices. Where's my phone? I think the best demonstration for that is I'll sometimes see them if I'm if I'm scrolling through my phone when it's this way. But if I turn my phone that way, community posts just disappear for some daft reason. So there is a few things to kind of keep an eye out for, but every now and then thinking to myself, oh, I wonder if Luke's made a poll recently. That's something to kind of consider. Would you recommend I get a Flickr account? Yes, because there is so much on Flickr that you will not see anywhere else. There are some people who only post on YouTube, only post on Instagram, and only post on Flickr. Get a Flickr account. That doesn't turn me, you'll have to get a Yahoo email, but it's so worth it. Just sign up, man. It's so good. And of all things, make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel because I've got so many videos in the works. The community challenge is going to be taking up a lot of time, but I'm so excited to see the entries coming in for that. And the community challenge videos are going to be highlights once again, as they used to be in the past. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Oh, hang on, let me clear the space. There we go. So I can do my fancy outro of just falling backwards on the bed. So thanks again for watching, everyone. I will see you all in the next episode, which should hopefully be